Welcome back, everybody. I was just finishing up my SD cards from my annual Colorado photography trip, and it dawned on me that might be a pretty good just quick thought video on how to keep track of your SD cards so that when you get back home, you know which ones you've used, which ones you've not used, and then be able to keep track of those cards during your editing process. So there's many ways to do it, I'm sure. I'm just going to show you how I do that right after this. Welcome to the Wildlife Gallery. Join your host and fellow wildlife photographer, Doug Wallace, as we go in search of wildlife and wild places doing wild things to photograph. Welcome back, everybody. I appreciate you being here. If it's your first time, please consider hitting the subscribe button. But more importantly, if you like today's content, just give it the old thumbs up. That way the YouTube algorithm will share it with more like-minded people. As I was saying, I just got back a couple of weeks ago from my annual Colorado photography trip. I stopped off at the Rocky Mountain Arsenal National Wildlife Refuge again, and then went on up to Rocky Mountain National Park and Estes Park, photographing rutting bull elk. What a blast that trip is. If you've never done that trip, I highly encourage it. But what I wanted to talk about today was SD card storage, how to keep track of them so that when you get home, you know which ones were used, which ones were not. And I'm positive there's a lot of ways to do it. Again, this is just the way I do it. So what I have here is a 6-card holder for SD cards. And I want you to pay attention to this bottom left one here. You're going to notice when you're looking at this SD card, this holder here, is that 5 of these cards are upside down, 1 is right side up. So when I get home and I start preparing to edit images or just go through the images on these SD cards to see which ones I want to keep, I immediately know which ones have images on them and which ones don't. So I simply just take this one that is right side up, I get it out, and I set it off to the side. And now I know I have 5 SD cards full of images. So then what I do, I'll take one out, I'll run it through my computer, and the ones that I give 5 stars to, I keep. All the others I delete. And then after I've done that process, I simply take that card in there and I put it in right side up. That way, as I'm going through here and I've done a couple, I don't have to wonder which ones I've done, which ones I haven't done, because the ones I've done are right side up. And I do that for each card. So then when they're all right side up, I just repeat that process. I'll take one out, typically the very last one I did, and now I send the images that I kept over to DxO Pure Raw. I still use version 3. I've not upgraded to version 4 yet. And then I send those images over to On1 Photo Raw, and I process those photos there that I want to process. I don't do every one I give a 5-star rating to. I just do certain ones that I like the best, but I do keep all those DNG files. And again, I repeat that process until all 5 cards are now right side up. And now, after they're all right side up, I take them out one more time and I download my DNG files to a Seagate external hard drive. And I actually have 2 of these. They're both 5 terabyte, but one is for images, one is for video. So what I do inside that external hard drive, I'll have RMNT P, short for Rocky Mountain National Park, 24. Because if I don't do that, I also have folders in these external hard drives from 21, 22, and 23, and I don't want my 24 images in with my images from other years in the past. So then after I've done that and I have all my images and whether they were edited or just the DNG files, I can now go back through, repeat this process, reformat my cards, and as I put them in here, I turn them the opposite direction. And then after I'm all done, I know that every one of these cards are all going to be right side up. I'm going to be done with all my editing, all my 5 stars, all of those things. And the biggest thing that I get out of this is when it gets dead winter, it's bitter cold outside here in mid-Missouri, I can go back through my external hard drive. I can take a look at some edited photos, see if I can improve on them, but there'll also be images in there that I have not edited yet. I can edit those photographs if I choose and post them out there on social media, and it'll kind of look like I just got back from out there. Okay, so anyways, again, I'm positive there's many ways of keeping track of your SD cards or even CF Express Type B cards from a photography trip. This is just the way I do it, and I thought maybe some of you out there would benefit from how I do that. So once again, thanks for tagging along with me here on the channel. It is much appreciated. Get out there, run the shutter, but have fun with whatever camera gear you decide to do wildlife photography with. That part really doesn't matter. You're supposed to have fun, but remember to be safe as well, because I'm positive somebody at home would like to see you.